Hi everybody, it's Doreen, and a while back I made a graduation card for one of my co-workers' daughter who was graduating from high school and on her way to college. Well, she's just completed her freshman year and now she's on her way to going back to school for her sophomore year. It's funny how time flies. And because she did such a good job during her freshman year, my husband and I wanted to get her something just to help her out with college. And I decided to make a card to go along with the gift. So this is my card that I've made for her. And it basically says, "Good job." And it uses the wobble. So come on and join me. And I'm going to show you how I made this card. Okay everybody, so I'm going to go ahead and bring up the supplies so we can get started making the card. And this is going to be a real simple and quick card. I can't believe that it seems like I just made a graduation card for her when she graduated from high school. And now I'm making another card, not for her graduating from college, but just she's completed her freshman year already and is on her way back for her sophomore year. So now my card measures 8.5 by 5 1/4, and I've taken and scored it in half to make it a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch card. And then what I've done is I've taken my medium dots embossing folder and I embossed the front of the card. And actually I was using this cardstock to make another card, and I changed my mind because I accidentally scored it, embossed it on one side, and then I flipped it over and embossed it on the other side by mistake, and just decided I wasn't going to make a card with this piece of cardstock, so I kind of threw it aside with my scraps. So now, for my bottom layer, I'm also using some more of my scraps. As I always say, don't throw away anything because you can use it for something. And my husband teases me about it all the time because he says when we get ready to retire and move to someplace warmer, we're going to need just a truck just to haul all of my craft items that I have. Not just the card making, scrapbooking. I also do jewelry making, knitting, crocheting, beadwork, etc., etc. So he always teases me about that. So now, as you can see, this is a piece of my scraps. I was using this cardstock. This is some of the cardstock that I got from Joann's. They're textured blend. And I had a piece cut out to make a card that has some shoes on it. And you can barely see the shoes. I'll bring it up to the camera, but I'm sure it's not going to show them. And they didn't come out the way I wanted. So I decided to throw it in my scrap bin. Then I needed to punch out a butterfly this color, so I punched it out with this color cardstock. But since this is going to be on the bottom of the card, you won't even know that that butterfly is there. So this cardstock measures 4 by 4 1/4, and I've taken it and gone ahead and inked the edges using my Tim Holtz Distress Ink, the Faded Jeans. So that's going to be my bottom layer. And then for my top layer, I'm using some of this designer paper that I picked up. And it's from this paper pack called, by Recollections, it's called Fashionably Chic. And it has 180 sheets in it. And they look like this. And I actually got this to make my envelopes. But I used a piece of this to make a project that I'm working on right now, and this is what I had left over from the project, so I thought I can save this to put on a card. So this piece measures, let's see, 3 3/4 by 4, and that's just going to lay on top like so. And actually I think I want to have the flower, no, I'm going to have it go that way. So before we go ahead and lay everything down, I want to go ahead and add my ribbon. And this is my ribbon, and I picked this ribbon up at Michael's in the dollar bin. And this ribbon measures 5.5 inches. So, and that's going to go right on top here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this on top of this layer, like so. So let's go ahead and we're going to use the cheater method. I'm going to put this to the side and lay down our ribbon. So I'm going to first take some of my tape and go ahead and tape down the one side. And then I'm going to go ahead and line up and look, and that's about right where I want it. As you know, I don't like to measure if I can help it. And then when I do measure, as you can see, I have to write on the back because I forget what I cut things at. So that's going to be right there. And actually, I'm going to lift this up real quick, because I think what I want to do is I want to go ahead and, okay, I'm going to go ahead and take my ATG gun and just run it across, because I want that ribbon to lay flat. So let's go ahead and do that, and then I'm just going to go back across here and then around to the other side. So there. So now I have it laying flat the way I wanted it. And I'm going to go ahead now and add this to my bottom layer. And line that up. And that looks about right where I want it. So I'm going to go ahead and get some tape going all the way around on my edges. And then I'm going to get some tape in the middle, like so. And then I'm just going to go ahead and line this up and add it. Okay, and I'm going to make sure that my edges are adhered. So now we can just go ahead and take all of this and add it to our top layer of the card. And I'm going to line it up right there, and then just go ahead and add that layer. So as I said, that's on the other side. No one, well, if you're watching this video, you'll know. But that's what I said about scraps. Use them, don't throw them away. Okay, so now let's go ahead and add this to the card. And I'm going to place it about right there. So now that we've got all of our layers on, we can go ahead and add our embellishments. So now what I've done is, let's see, I've gone ahead and we just wanted to recognize what a good job she did with her grades for her freshman year. So I've cut out this wording that says good job. And this is from the Cricut cartridge, which is called, let's see, what's the name of it? It is called Locker Talk. It looks like this. I'm sorry for the glare. So now what I've done is I've cut this out, and it is on page 38. I've cut out the good job, the shadow, and then the layer. So now, this was all cut out at 2 1/4 inches. So if you're using your gypsy, that would be key number 7. So let's go to Locker Talk. So it's key number 7, and it looks like this. And you have to hit the shift key to get the good job. And then I cut out the shadow shift, which is this, and that's still key number 7. And then I wanted to get the exclamation point to be a different color. So what I did was I hit the layers button right here in the corner, and then I hit the shift key, and then I hit key number 7, and that's my exclamation point. And as I said before, this was all cut at 2 1/4 inches, and I've already gone ahead and put it together, and it looks like this. And if I didn't say before, I've inked my edges with the faded jeans, and I inked the edges of this as well with the faded jean. So now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and add an action wobble to my good job. So now the action wobbles you can pick up at actionwobble.com, and the way they work is it says peel and stick base pad. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and peel off the base. Well, actually I want to go ahead, yeah, we're going to pull out the base first. Sometimes I peel off the front first, and sometimes I peel off the base. It's up to you. If you actually know where you want to line it up on your card, you're probably better off peeling off the base first. And then I'm going to lay that down, and then I'm going to go ahead and peel off my top layer, because that is the layer I'm going to be adding the good job or whatever it is that you want to wobble. So I'm going to go ahead, and I got to make sure that I get this so that it fits on here like so. So there we have it. So it looks like that, and that's how it works. So now the last thing I'm going to add to the front of the card is I made this ribbon flower using some of the ribbon that I have down here on the bottom, and this is just some ribbon I took and stitched it together to form the flower, and then I added some bling in the middle, and then I have a circle, 1-inch circle on the back. So now let's go ahead, and I'm going to use the glue gun and get some glue on there, and I'm going to place the flower right there. And then of course it needs some more bling. So I'm going to take my rock tool, which looks like this, and I'm going to add some bling. But first I have to find my bling. So let me get that, and I'll be back. Okay, so I've got my bling all set up where I want it on the card, and I'm going to zoom in so you can see it. And now I'm just going to go ahead and take the rock tool and adhere my bling to the card. Now the way I've shown this before, but I'll show this in this video, the way the rock tool works is you first power it on, and then you hold your finger down on the button right here, and you'll see a little red light come on. And then what you do is you just go ahead and you press down and you hold for a few seconds until the glue has heated up, and then the bling will adhere. So I usually count a few seconds, and since I just turned it on, it's not quite ready yet. So as I said before, you hold it down, and once I have everything on, I'll be back with the completed card. So there it is. This is the completed card. Now for my inside sentiment, I'm just going to write just a little note congratulating her on completing her freshman year and good luck in her sophomore year. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.